Princess Kadija of Mabonta, Part 2. The curse of the wire child. They say evil never dies. It only hides. Years passed after the palace burned. People thought the horror was over. The compound was silent. The queen vanished. The village tried to move on. But then, it started again. First, the chickens stopped laying eggs. Then goats were found tied upside down, drained of blood. Then came the dreams, villagers waking up screaming, eyes wide with terror, remembering glowing white eyes watching them from the bush. In Mabonta, the air grew thick with fear. Children went missing. 5 in 1 week. A hunter's body was found behind the old rice barn, his chest hollow, eyes frozen open, mouth filled with sand. No one spoke it out loud, but we all knew. She was back. Princess Kadija. Some said they saw her roaming the forest at dusk, her white dress floating between the trees. Others claimed she came into their huts at night, whispering their names. The village chief gathered elders and called for a dibia, a spirit man from the far north. He came barefoot, face painted with white ash, carrying a staff carved from Iroko wood and hung with bones. He walked into the ruins of the palace and stood still for hours. When he finally spoke, his voice shook the air. She is not a girl. She is the child of wire spirits, fed on blood, born from a deal made in the forest. She was not burned. She is still here. The villagers begged for a solution. The dibia nodded. There is one way, but it is dangerous. You must return what was taken from the forest. And you must find the blood god, the one she uses to trap her victim souls. The bravest men in Mabonta went with the dibia into the wire forest. They lit no fire. They sang no song. Only silence followed them. For 3 nights they didn't return. On the 4th, the sky turned red. The wind howled like a dying dog. Women covered their children's ears. Doors were bolted. Lamps snuffed. Then they came back. But they weren't alone. Behind them, chained by spiritual cords woven from kola bark and river clay, was Kadija herself, her body trembling, her glowing eyes dim. She no longer looked powerful. She looked lost. Confused. Like a child caused by a fate she didn't choose. The dibia stepped forward and lifted the gourd from her hands. As it cracked, a burst of wind howled through the village, and the souls screamed out. Fonta's spirit was among them. So were the nursemaid, the drum teacher, the children. One by one, they vanished into the wind, finally free. Kadija collapsed. The dibia said one last thing. Bury her far from here, under stone and salt. She is not to be mourned, not to be remembered. And so they did. Since that day, the village of Mabonta has known peace. Goats live long. Children laugh again. No more shadows at night. No more whispers.